Silence your phones, please. And we'll get the meeting started. Roll call.
Thank you. Might as well. It's already booted up. Good morning. Roll call. President Haggerty's available on the phone. Thank you. Vice President Robinson.
Here.
Secretary Allen. Treasurer Narden. Director Cordelli is excused. Director Vaquero is excused, and Director Walker is excused. Mr. Vice President, you have a quorum.
Make a call to order and do the pledge, please. Without any objection, we'll add the approval of the Foxglove drain pipe repair. Is that right? Okay. Okay, I need a motion to approve the minutes of August 14th.
Approved.
Any additions or corrections? Hearing none, they'll stand as written. Shauna, manager's report.
Good morning. I just have a few announcements this morning. Recently we held our second annual Volunteer of the Month luncheon. All of last year's winners were invited to celebrate and honor their outstanding contributions to the community and Sun City Center area. I'd just like to extend a big thank you to everyone who attended and give a special shout out to Cheryl and Susan who helped to plan and coordinate the event. They did a truly amazing job on that. And then we also want to, of course, acknowledge our generous sponsors who were Rose Paving, Garcia Landscaping, and Russell Landscaping for their support in funding the luncheon and making the whole thing possible. So thank you to everybody involved there. Next, I'd just like to make a note that it is election season. We've got 3 seats up on our board. If you are interested in running, you can give us a call or go to our website for the eligibility requirements. Nominations are due by October 4th, and the nomination forms are also available on our website as well. We have an exciting community event coming up. The Hillsborough County Tax Collector's Office, in collaboration with the Master Association, will be hosting a government day here on November 18th from 9:30 to 12 right here in the theater. This event will be open to all Kings Point and Sun City Center residents. It'll be a fantastic opportunity for you to learn about the many services that are available from the county, and representatives from various county departments, including Public Works, Veteran Affairs, Senior Services, Emergency Services, Parks and Rec, and many more, will be here and available to speak to you one-on-one, tell you about what they offer, and answer any questions that you may have. And if you have any driver's license or ID card issues that you need to take care of, you can actually take care of that here on that day as well. For those driver's license services, though, you do need to pre-register, and we'll be sending out a flyer soon that'll have a QR code on it. And so if you want to pre-register for those ID services, you just scan the QR code and it'll sign you up there. We are very excited to be working with Nancy Milan and would like to thank her staff for all of the work they're putting into bringing this very informative event to Kings Point. We're very excited about it and hope it's something that we can possibly do annually going forward. And a quick note here, at our last meeting, we talked about how fortunate we were that Gloucester Boulevard didn't flood with the heavy rainfall that we received from Hurricane Debbie. Some of the reports indicated 12 to 14 inches of rain. Our Ruskin weather station, however, recorded 10 inches here in the Sun City Center area. But regardless of the exact number, we just want to make sure that nobody gets complacent and understands if you're ordered to evacuate, please evacuate. Don't count on just because of that storm we didn't flood doesn't mean we won't in the next one. I mean, just look what's happening in South Carolina right now. That's not even a named storm. So again, whatever happens here, weather related, let's just listen to the county officials and follow whatever warnings they give us. And then lastly, we have some exciting holiday events coming up again this year. If you want to save the dates here, we've got the Festival of Trees that will begin on November 18th and run through December 9th. And all of those trees will be displayed during that time here in the North Clubhouse. Our tree lighting ceremony will be the day after Thanksgiving again, so that'll be on November 29th, and that's in Hassel Park. And then our holiday dinner and charity event is set for December 9th here in the clubhouse. And once again, we hope to have thousands of dollars in prizes to raffle off, and then all of the proceeds from that, again this year, are gonna go to a kids' place, which helps foster kids in Sun City, or in Brandon, I'm sorry. So please mark your calendars and save those dates. And of course, if you would like to help plan these events, our holiday committee is definitely looking for some help. So please let us know if you're interested. You can contact the Master Association, or we have a form on our website under committees that you can fill out. Our holiday committee is a group of fun individuals, and they would love to have you join them and lend a helping hand. And that's all I have this morning. Thank you.
For those that don't know, over in Fairfield off of Foxglove Road, the drainage pipe is, according to the gentleman that went inside the pipe, which is 3-foot diameter, is like Swiss cheese. And what happened was, with that heavy rains we had, the water didn't stay inside the pipe. It actually came out of the pipe in a very bad spot, and it took out about 25 feet of dirt, 6 feet deep and about 5 or 6 feet wide. So we had two quotes, and so we're gonna vote on that, and that was going to be done by the end of the month. Yeah, at the end of the month, that's going to be fixed. It takes time, some of these things, because the material, where do you get I think we're going with a 30-inch pipe, but it's a different type of material that'll probably last over 100 years or more. So I need a motion or I'll make a motion to ratify the approval for the replacement of the 36-inch pipe with Finn Outdoor for $54,500.
Second.
Okay. Like I said, unfortunately, these things are expensive and they're not in our budget. So, oh, we budget for that? Oh, we do. Oh, that's good. I didn't think we budgeted for them. Oh, we actually have a drainage line item. Okay, thank you. So, without ado, all those in favor? Aye. 4 ayes, the ayes have it. Thank you. Okay. Diane, would you like to come up, please? So as you know, we started this a couple of years ago, a Volunteer of the Month, and we get people nominate, or I should say friends and family nominate a person they think is deserving, and then the board has to go through all those things and decide on who we're going to give the volunteer to. This month it's Diane Cantwell. a retired third grade teacher from Cleveland, Ohio, has dedicated her life to serving others. Since moving to Sun City Center, she's continued that service by leading the health ministry team at the United Methodist Church and co-chairing the church food pantry. She has also been active in various projects, including teaching Vacation Bible School, co-chairing the Empty Bowl Project, and volunteering with Inspira, which provides children in need. In her spare time, if she has any, Diane delivers Meals on Wheels, assists with its distributing of American flags, and enjoys staying active with daily exercise classes and walking around Kings Point. Diane's passion for helping others and her community involvement has made her an outstanding volunteer of the month. And congratulations, Diane. Here is
Thank you so much to the Masters Association, to my husband for being my support in all of the projects that I'm involved with, for my friends, especially Marilyn over here, please stand, and Shelley. Marilyn nominated me for this award, and Shelley is almost on every project that I do, so thank you, girls. And all my other friends and coworkers who have volunteered to help me out readily and with great enthusiasm. From the hospitality team at church, where we serve meals, to the Empty Bowl team, where we collect money for children in need by having a program so that we can distribute money to both the Lutheran Church and the Samaritan Services this year, as well as the Methodist Church students who could go to camp. The Back to School project, which was huge this year, where we collected over $8,000 to help students begin a new year on a positive note. And the food pantry, which is a huge passion of mine at Methodist Church and starting throughout the community for families in need. I appreciate this recognition, and any kind of recognition like this spurs us on to keep doing more and giving more, giving us a purpose for helping others. Thanks again so much.
Okay, we're at open forum. If anybody has anything they want to say or speak or a question.
It's gonna be quick. I had one question on the golf cart path going across the, the little bridge coming in the back way, where that big giant hole is. What is that? Oh, okay, they're doing something with that? I'm just curious. And I also just want to put a shout out to you, Shauna, for getting rid of that giant branch that was about to come crashing down on probably my golf cart. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you for doing that so quickly. That was really made me nervous. That's it.
Hello, Chris. Ed Allen from Somerset. 3 questions. The flock system. Have we got any feedback on how that's doing? Oh, that's the Federation?
Yeah, the Federation is the one that oversees that.
Okay, all right, I take that back then.
Yeah.
Second question. What 3 seats are open for the board?
George Cordelli, who was, he was nominated, or he was appointed to fill Forrest Davis's vacated seat. Jim Haggerty, the president, and Jane Narden, the treasurer. Those 3 positions are up.
Okay, and the last question is, with the irrigation, how can we find out when we're gonna be scheduled? We got our cost, went over our report back in January, and I postponed my mulch until the spring, hoping that we're gonna get our sprinklers done prior to that. But I'd like to know when, so I can tell my residents, when they have to get rid of their mulch.
You're in Somerset, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more towards the back. It's gonna be a while. I don't think it'll be before the spring. I would say maybe a year and a half. It's a long project overall. We're just getting ready to, we're still finishing up the section 1, and then we've got to move on to section 2, and then do 3, and then we get to you guys.
Okay. Not what I wanted to hear, but thank you for at least telling me.
Well, it's like everything else, it takes time, and it takes a lot of money.
Hi, I'm Ed Simla from Idlewood. At the pool, we talk a lot about what's going on. Can you give us an update on the bridge by KPW?
Want me to take it?
Yeah, I think we're still waiting on the engineer.
Yeah, what it is the repair is a fairly small repair, and for these big bridge companies, we've had problems even getting them to come out. We've had 2 so far, but our engineer has had issues with the proposed scope of works for both of those. I did just speak to Club Link yesterday, and they are having a retaining wall taken care of somewhere on their golf course, but they also do bridge repair. So while he was here, he said he would ask that guy if he would maybe come over and take a look, but we're still pursuing, trying to get somebody. We're just having trouble.
Good morning. I know it's not on the agenda, but I'm from Princeton Greens, and during the deluge of water that we got, we had multiple issues with the pond. The most important was that the drainage broke, and we almost all got flooded on one side of the Princeton Greens. And we have multiple issues with algae, with river weed, with the golf course not maintaining the side where, they have weeds growing on the lake side that are as tall as me. But of course, the main issue is the drainage and if they're going to fix it and when they're going to fix it.
The issue over there was actually with one of the Club Link ponds, and it's not so much that the drainage wasn't working. There's just so much of the weeds, I think it's the river weed that's in there, that when the water is flowing like that, it gets to the grate and it sucks on there and nothing can get through. And even since the storm, we've had an issue where it collected there again, and as of now, our irrigation guys are keeping an eye on it, and when they see it build up, they're removing it, even though it's not our pond, because we just want to keep things working. But again, I spoke to Club Link yesterday, and part of the issue is their lake management company is not doing their job, and he told me yesterday he fired them, so they have a new company, so hopefully they'll be able to maintain those more properly.
Okay, that's good to know, because I was told there were 2 crazy men in the lake up to their neck clearing that.
Yes.
After the storm.
They were our crazy men.
Okay, well, I was very happy to hear from them, but they were like, the whole thing needs to be replaced, is basically what I was told.
No, actually, when they originally did it, a big piece of concrete broke off, and we actually thought we damaged the weir and broke it, and we thought we were gonna have to repair it. But once the water went down and we were able to evaluate everything, honestly, we don't know where the concrete came from. Maybe it just rushed up there and stuck to the grate too, but there's no damage to the weir.
All right,
It's
so
fine.
Club Link is gonna try and alleviate some of the other issues.
Yes.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
All right.
Hello, my only question is, now that we had all that damage in Fairfield A with the drain pipes, will there be in the future any kind of preventative thing to check the drains so that maybe this wouldn't happen? Or do we have to wait
Yeah, we're actually, I haven't had a chance to review it with the board yet, but I have a proposal from our engineering firm to do some evaluating over there, and that's part of trying to evaluate the creek erosion too. It's kind of all part of the same
Yeah,
thing.
That's another big thing. We both know that. Okay, that's all.
Glad to see you up, by the way, Patty.
I'm Marcia from Fairfield A, and I want to ask about the cleaning of the brush and the volunteer trees that's growing on Cypress Creek. Because they came in 10 years ago and ran a baffle and filled it with concrete. And because they were worried about the overflow of the creek during floods. That was fixed, that was done. Now you can't even tell that there's concrete down there because we have 4-foot sand barrages brought in by the dirt, brought in by the water. We have volunteer trees. I have an avocado tree growing in the middle of the creek and it's bearing avocados. So it's been there for quite a while. So we need to get that, because when she's mentioned, the gal mentioned the drainage and how things are filled and it's hard to get the water through. Well, that's what's happening to Cypress Creek, that the Master Association has spent so much money for to get it fixed. Now it's being barged up by growth, dirt, everything's been washed in. So we're gonna have a trouble then again. So is there anything under the plan of getting that cleaned up?
Yeah, we've been working with the county on this issue for a couple of years now. I do think we've made a little progress. Again, it's politics, so I don't want to say something's going to happen immediately, but it's moving at a slow pace, but it is moving along. And part of the engineering study that we're looking at doing would involve the Army Corps of Engineers. So if we can get a recommendation from them, we feel like that will hold a lot of weight, with the county, because with it being a waterway, we can't just go in there and start taking stuff out. We're not allowed. There's a big permitting process that's involved in it.
It's terrible. Years ago, when Dana was involved, she had people come out and which is part of Masters, and she had them clean that out, and it was.
The Army Corps of Engineers was also involved at
Yes,
that
they were.
point.
I was going to state that too.
Yeah.
I was there at the
So
time.
it wasn't just the master, and there is a process of us getting approval from these people to do what
To get it
needs-
cleaned up?
Yes,
Really?
we cannot just go in and arbitrarily take out what's in, we don't own that property. The creek is owned by the government,
Uh-huh.
okay?
Got that?
So, at that point, we
What about the
have to
spillway?
get the process started. We need permitting in order to, we have to submit engineering reports and recommendations in order to get in there.
If you
and
need
do what-
pictures, I've got lots of them.
We do too.
I
We've
have
been
so
out
many
there.
pictures.
Shauna has been out there with the county, with the, many, many times,
I've been with
walking the
them.
creek.
I understand that.
Yes, but we're kind of limited as to what we can do until we get their approval to go in and do what needs to be done to that creek.
So they can't do anything about it?
They
It's
can,
theirs.
they can.
Okay.
It's a government
I see.
entity
Oh,
that we're dealing with.
government. There it
Okay,
is.
need I
Okay.
say more?
So, no. Then the other question is, if the government owns the creek, who owns the spillway? Because that feeds into the creek. And that's where the stormwater went into, which now the master's gonna have to fix that. But that went into the spillway. Who owns the spillway?
That would actually be part of the creek.
That's part of the creek, is it not?
Then the government owns that. That's
Well, and just so you know, Hillsborough County, they've been, what I'm about to say makes no sense, so I will preference that. But what they have said is they own the creek for drainage purposes only. So basically down the bottom of the creek and the flow, that they don't own the sides. So I don't know how you own the water flow, but not it makes no sense to me, but that's what we're dealing with. And we do have a land use attorney that's involved in this, that's trying to help us navigate everything. Right. Right. by a futon.
The ladies reminded me of something. I'm just curious about our ponds. Our ponds look horrible. My pond in particular looks really nasty. What, do we have a company that is supposed to be coming and keeping our ponds healthy? Cause the last 2 years, it's just a nightmare. I mean, it's so ugly out there. I mean, and
About
it's not
two-
just my pond, there's lots of them.
About 2 years ago, there was a change in account managers that came out here, and we've seen a decline since. We've been arguing with them, meeting with managers, taking it up the chain, I know your 2 ponds, we just put another work order in for those yesterday. But when I mentioned earlier that I spoke to Club Link and they're unhappy with their pond guy.
Yeah, they're looking pretty ugly too.
Yeah, well, we have the same pond guy. So that's what we were talking about. We're having the same issues. So I'm in the process.
Fired?
He will be fired. I'm in the
Good,
process of
good.
getting proposals from other companies that I'll
Okay.
present to the board, and then they'll have to make a decision of what they want to do.
Yeah, because I've never seen it this bad, and it's really ugly. So, thank you.
I have one announcement if they're done.
Anybody else?
All right, I forgot one announcement, everybody. We are having a concert for a cause on October 14th. It's $5 to get in. Additional donations are collected if you feel like being generous. But this concert is to raise money for an employee appreciation luncheon that will cover all of the Vesta employees, all the master employees, as well as First Service. The luncheon itself will be held on Halloween, and we'll do a little contest, our Halloween costume contest to make it fun for everybody. A lot of work goes in here behind the scenes that you guys don't see to keep Kings Point up and running. I know all the work my staff does, and just like when we come in here in the mornings, the Vesta guys have this all set up for us. All the catering and everything everybody does to help make this place a great place to live for you guys. So if you are interested, please come out to the concert to help us raise money for a fun event for the employees.
All right, motion to adjourn? I assume those are all ayes?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Thank you for coming. Have a great day.
Oh,